can hear it now. I can hear it now. I hear the sounds of your heartbeat. I can hear it now. I can hear it now. I hear the sounds of your heartbeat. I can hear it now. 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 I hear the sounds of your heartbeat. I can hear it now. I can hear it now. I hear the sounds of your heartbeat. I can hear it now. I can hear it now. I hear the sounds of your heartbeat. I can hear it now. I can hear it now. I can hear it now. I can hear it now.
Alright, what is up, fellow geeks? Super Geek Girl here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. First of all, thank you guys for being patient with me. I know we got a bit of a later start this evening. I had D&D. It's the explanation. We usually don't have D&D on Sundays. Hey! Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, we usually don't have D&D on Sundays, but you know, this and that happened, and we had to switch around. But it's fine. I'm here now. We're all good. And we are back with more Gay Lawyer Sunday. So last time, we met the legendary Godot for the first time. Still trying to figure out how his voice should sound. And we got our client cleared of theft charges. Yay! But now our client is accused of murder. Boo. So there's some shenanigans going on here that we're going to try and get to the bottom of tonight. We're probably going to finish this case tonight. Uh-oh. Why didn't y'all tell me that my icons were still up? Like I said, we're going to try and get to the bottom of this case. We're probably going to finish episode 2 tonight, and then episode 3 will be next week. So look forward to that. And hello to everybody already in the chat. Hello Legit, hello Sleepy, hello Boots, and hello Spiral. Good evening to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the voice acting Discord link. Oh, good. I did it help out? I really hope it did. I'm glad that I was able to help you out. We thought they were a new direction for the UI. No. Y'all need to tell me when I have scuff. Y'all need to tell me when I have scuff on my stream. I don't always know. And let's see, deep, sexy Spanish. That is Godot's voice. I can't do deep voices. I can't do deep, but I'll try to give you sexy Spanish. Even then, that's kind of a maybe. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get back to the stolen turnabout. Let's try to help our friend Ron out. Here we go. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 4. Hey, Nick! What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial! Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door?
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today.
Detective Atme? Okay, we got an SGG axe for Sailor Neptune. Okay, not one I'm very familiar with, but I'll give her a shot. Who are we saying is Sailor Neptune? Let me get my timer set up here. All right, I'm going to classic version. I think I remember what that voice sounds like. And which character are we giving Neptune's voice to? Is it going to be, you want me to do Phoenix voice or Maya's voice, or who do we want? I'm gonna take some water real quick because I ran to get up here in time. Okay, so I'll try to do a Sailor Neptune-esque voice for Phoenix. 10 minutes, starting now. I can barely remember how Neptune sounds, but I'll give it a shot. Detective Atme?
They say they're going to try him as Mask the Mask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see Mask the Mask's trial.
Uh-oh, who is this? By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
Who is talking? Who is the ominous red text? Who is ominous red text? It really makes me nervous. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since You know, that incident last year.
Ah! I should have known! I should have known it was Ron. It's Goku! If Goku started talking in red text, I would be very scared. I would be heading to the next universe because I don't want to be anywhere near that. Please don't ignore me!
Oh, Mr. Delight! Good morning!
No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. You know what this is giving me vibes of, actually? This is giving me vibes of, if anyone is familiar with the song, if anyone's familiar with the musical Chicago, this line in particular reminds me of the song Mr. Cellophane. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up after the stream. It's a great song. Hey, what's up, Stumpy? Welcome, welcome. We've got an SGGAction play, and we're preparing to defend Ron against murder charges. Goku Black does exist. Yeah, but Goku Black is... Oh, yeah, that's true. I am never not going to crack up over why in God's name they decided to go with the line, "Don't shoot him, this man isn't black." Like, y'all had to know what the implications were of that line. Come on. Why'd you have to go with that? Oh, that is probably one of the worst dub lines in recent history that I can think of right off the bat. Like, they had to know. They had to know. They had to know. Yes, that's right. The song that's sung by Roxy's husband, Amos. It's not my favorite either. Roxy and Nowadays are actually my favorite ones. Oh, and they both reach for the gun, obviously. But this line in particular reminds me of Mr. Cellophane. All right, back to the fun. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone.
Aw, come on, don't be silly! Wait a sec.
You don't mean... You're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief! No, wait, that's not like the thief I was looking for. Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heists.
Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always.
This isn't Persona 5. We can't take our time here. I'm afraid that's not an option.
Hmm?
Why is it not an option? Matthew Mercer saying, I like him... Yeah. Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay, and that line right there, Spiral, that is one of the reasons I refuse to play Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls on this channel. There's some seriously sketchy stuff in that game, and I don't want to voice it. I didn't realize that was from the Spear Girls, though. Ew. Anyway, I'll get more into my distaste for the Spear Girls later. October 14th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 6. Can I just point out how, like, insanely detailed Godot's sprite is compared to the others? It's because of that visor he wears. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You are ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in the palm of his... He's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That is all. He's not a child soldier. What the hell are you on about? Hey, what's up, Gabe? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Goddard.
Then you'll need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's number one! Start keeping the track! That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details.
Even the judge is like, yeah, no, I ain't dealing with your shit. I'll just do it myself.
Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow. The judge is shaking charge like he goes... Yeah.
I talk for a living, guys.
Wow. The judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day.
And that is when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Goddard, please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. That seems excessive. Who is out here drinking 17 cups? What was the count last time? What was the count for the last trial? Was it like 9? I think we got up to like 9 cups or something. I feel like I should have like a coffee counter going in the bottom screen here. Yeah, no, his bladder is destroyed. This man's bladder is destroyed from all this caffeine. R.I.P. Goddard's bladder. So Spiral, in case you missed it, we are, yes, we have been cleared of our heist charges, but now we're being charged with murder. Which, you know, you can't have an Ace Attorney case without there being any murder. Yeah, no, it's also gonna mess up his heart, his blood pressure, everything's jacked. Everything is jacked on this man, and not in the good way. I mean, this man is kind of jacked, let's be real, but that bad kind of jacked. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Goddard, your witness.
Horny bunk already, huh? Thanks, Spiral. Ouch. Thank you for the bonk. Okay, then. Let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. Oh yeah, that shit show. We remember that. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Oh, and my timer's up. So back to the regular voice. Thank you very much for the redeem, Sleepy. You got guts. Right.
All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
This is gonna go well. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No, that's not true!
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, that's kind of hard to say.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
All right, here we go. Today marks 50th anniversary of Sonic and the Black Knight. Nice! Oh god, has it already been 15 years? God, I didn't realize the game had been out that long. I never really got that much into the storybook series, but I always thought the knight armor for the characters was well done. I know that's a weird thing to get hype about, but Sonic characters have really weird proportions. For them to do knight armor and do it pretty well, I thought they did a good job. Especially Golden Knight Sonic, which, let's be real, that's one of the hypest transformations ever. Yes, I do have Sims 4 Crystal Creations. I actually just picked it up. I haven't really gotten a chance to play with it, though. I'll have to do that in my off time. Alright, my visit to KB Security.
That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
We're up to 2.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny.
You never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
I'm having such a hard time getting a good read on freaking Goddard. I can't get a read on his personality. He's so cryptic and weird. Whatever, it's fine. Apparently, the world record for the shortest jury does exist. It took 1 minute overall. What? Did the guy just get on the stand and say, "Yeah, I did it. Come on, let's get this over with"? Or why? Why just 1 minute? What happened? I need to know the details of this. And how would Karane look if she had a yukata on? She'd look amazing in a yukata. She actually has the perfect body for it. All right, let's see here. That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard. The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there. Let's find out more about this blackmail letter. It ordered you there?
It was the first time I'd got a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They say things like, steal this or take that.
Why don't you say those for later, Mr. Light?
Please don't say any more!
Now, what should I do? Keep pressing. So, what did the blackmail letter in question actually say?
It said to bring $50,000.
Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway!
Oh? Is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
A muddy mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving this than I do. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, okay, so I've been working for KB Security until a year ago. I knew where his office was. Yeah, there was something here that was kind of iffy. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. We never actually got into why he was fired. Let's go with that. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. If you say stealing something, we're done for.
Well,
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
oh. I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, DC loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? Hey, retail therapy's a thing.
My salary wasn't nearly enough, so
Oh, damn it, there we go.
I stole data from the company.
Come again?
KB Security has all the security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief,
You stole some data and sold it.
Mr. Bullard found out that I was fired immediately.
I wish I had never asked that!
I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You'd do well to remember that. He sure told you. I guess he did? I don't know.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Things are not looking good for us. Everything goes from bad to worse. And yes, this is the stolen turnabout. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. He fired me for selling cabbage tickets, but Desi doesn't know about that. Hang on. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't gonna cause me trouble or anything. Yeah, no! I know a way it would have caused you trouble. You would have been in major trouble with your hot wife. So, yes, that absolutely would have caused you trouble. Objection! Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Listen to me! My Desi! She... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Karat! Jess, we know it was all your wife's fault. Oh, sure, blame the wife. Real nice, jerkwad.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh.
No! Everything is falling neatly into place for him! Don't talk about my Dizzy like that! Or you'll be sorry! and the backbone comes out when the hot wife is threatened. Somewhat.
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Franziska von Karma herself couldn't have done better with the whipping.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on.
Ugh!
What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight?
Come now, tell us.
We're all ears.
All right, CEO's office.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
It's at me. It was clearly at me. It was clearly at me. I saw his stupid-ass monocle from all the way over here.
Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was just lying there, dead.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Mask the Mask struck him on the head from behind.
Of course. Since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I really was attacked!
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
You got that, Mr. Wright? Don't go easy just because he's your client.
That's 3.
If I see any signs that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
You're gonna assault me in a courtroom again? Is that what you're saying? That's intense! That's intense! Have this man thrown out of court! I miss Edgeworth and Francisco already. I do too! I do too! Bring back my hot boyfriend! I don't care if he's globetrotting right now. Bring it back!
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Goddard. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it.
All right, let's pick apart this thing. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. The sad violin will always play when Edgeworth is... The sad violin will always play in my heart when Edgeworth's not our opponent. At least he's better than Goddard. Yes. So far, Goddard is probably my least favorite of the prosecutors. I thought it was Franziska, and then she kind of sort of redeemed herself at the end. Maybe there'll be some redemption for Goddard as well. That'll make me change my opinion, but right now... don't like him. Alright, when I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed.
That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Wait, my Mask the Mask costume. Of course.
Wait just a moment. Mask the Mask?
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then, I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What?
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see how detailed his sprite was compared to the others?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know that.
It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets, huh? I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait. That's not right. You know how sometimes things are so
My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
Are we already up to 6? I counted 3, but whatever.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my mask costume.
Why were you dressed as him in the first place?
Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask?
Why, because I am Mask the Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Mask the Mask's trial is being held next door.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected.
Took a lot longer? What is he talking about?
Yeah, let's see what he's talking about.
What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body.
What was that? Back up a second!
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable!
Oh, God.
Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Oh, God. What are you on about now, dude? How many times do you think Godot has had bladder surgery after all the caffeine he's consumed? More times than you would think and less times than you would hope. That's my answer.
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple.
When they're dirty? What? What are you on about, man?
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
You mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
So you're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business? Do you?
Well, yes.
With my favorite sprite, I love that smile. I will forever defend the smile.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the Fairweather Judge.
I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes.
Hold up. 10 minutes? Hang on. This doesn't add up. If the buzzer went off once at 1:02 a.m. and it took him like 10 minutes to get that body in the safe, who hit the alarm? No. Something is off here. Objection! Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Ron the Light truly was the murderer, he would have ran away as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there was security personnel in the building.
He used to work as a security chief, dumbass! Of course he knew there was security! Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them!
But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. Boy, we just went off on Larry. Poor guy.
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It is a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
What are we up to? Number 7 now?
Fine. Let's hear your theory.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it could only mean that there was another person in that room! That's right! Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer!
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is... This is preposterous! It was this kid! Ron Delight! He's the one who killed Kate Bullard!
Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was... the victim, of course! He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him! He didn't die right away! He must have held on long enough just to push that button! So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself? What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Oh, I can prove it, all right! The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer! Well, let's look at the buzzer. Yeah, there's no fingerprints on it! He couldn't have pressed it because there were no fingerprints on it! Boom!
Objection!
Thank you! Thank you, legit! I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for!
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button. I know he did.
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order! Order! It would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
Okay, that one's actually pretty good.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
There it is!
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts! Everyone get off my butt, please! But yeah, wow, they are really going back and forth in this one. This is fun.
The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer out loud. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond?
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then.
You got some guts. I like that in a man, in an opponent.
Where did that come from all of a sudden?
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
They didn't mean to call the security guard, find out what it did.
Well, the only option that makes sense here is to call the security guard.
The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running.
And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say that the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer, who I know from that silhouette is at me.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the victim would be the victim. The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. You better check the wiring on that visor of yours, got it. That's overheating. That could burn your, what I assume to be pretty face.
Order! 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 It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me?
Wait a second. I'm the one and only Miss. Nick, you mean the real killer is?
We're gonna drag that person in here right now.
But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron the Light for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Could have only been one person. Mr. Monsieur, look at me. Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it.
Is Detective Luke at me?
You mean Masked did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Masked at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard!
Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as Masked Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Masked Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Masked Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict as an alibi?
Gotta admit, that's actually pretty good.
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Uh-oh, there's the one sticking point.
Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
A bit's only good when your life is the ante.
Mr. I believe in you! Mr. Delight. So please, I'm begging you! Thanks. But my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Ah! Me a jump scare!
Phoenix.
What was that?
Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust.
That voice. It sounds like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
So that's your answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. Here we go. October 14th, 11:58 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 5. Oh, and it's pain. Yeah. I got it. Oh. Dinner has arrived. Yay. Let me finish this up 1 second.
Well, Sir Detective Acme.
I have to say, Monsieur Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Acme. You were the one who...
Oh, who's this guy? Hey, what's up, Tyrant? Welcome. Good to see you this evening.
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant, Luke Atme.
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Ah, well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom. Oh God, he's Canadian! Oh no! Why is he Canadian all of a sudden?
Who's this horse, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
Accusation? You're accusing Mask to Mask?
That man is not Mask to Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Yeah, glare at me all you want, buddy. We're taking you downtown. To be continued. All right, let's go ahead and save real quick. And my dinner just arrived, so yeah. This would be the perfect opportunity for that JoJo meme to pop up. However roundabout goes. It's been a long time since I've seen that meme. All right, so I am going to. Thank you very much for the duck. What did I order? Tacos. I got tacos. And I'm not going to subject you guys to my gross eating noises. So I'm gonna scarf this down real quick. Gonna take about a 5-minute break, and then we will be back for the conclusion of the stolen turnabout. All right, legit. Take care. Good to see ya. Everybody else, stick around. We will be back in a few minutes. I think that's the fastest I've ever eaten. Thank you for being patient with me, guys. Yeah, this is why I normally eat beforehand, but like I said, excuse me. I got back from D&D and we came straight home to make it here so I can get to my stream on time. So thanks for being patient. All right, I think we're in good shape now. Go ahead and jump back into the game. Whoops. There we go. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. Let's go ahead and finish up this trial. I always forget these first few trials are actually on the shorter side. So yeah, we're definitely gonna finish it tonight. We may dive a little bit into episode 3 as well, but we'll see how this goes. So, with all that being said, let's get back into it. October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 4.
My sis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive. Inside your heart.
Hey! I always get so shocked when there's like a new voice.
Nicky boy!
Oh, Mr. Light.
Is it true that detective is the real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
Wasn't he like at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullard?
It's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Why is that shocking? Mia literally talks to us in every trial. Yeah. It shouldn't be such a shock, but... I mean, I guess... Would you get numb to the fact that somebody is talking to you from beyond the grave? Like, if you're legitimately haunted and you keep hearing voices, like, would you eventually grow tired of it and just be like, oh my god, Steve, yes, I know you died in a horrible fire. Just shut up already! Let me sleep, for God's sake! Is that something that actually happens, or is every time, like, completely shocking? I don't know. I don't really believe in ghosts, so who knows. October 14th, 12:21 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 6.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Hello, you. Ah, well. How do you do, so loyal? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask Damask. Imagine one of Rentaro's girlfriends being an attorney. You know what? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I bet like number 68 or 67 is gonna be an attorney or some nonsense. I don't know why I'm throwing that number out there. I just think it'd be funny. Je suis désolé. I am afraid that even the great Look at Me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there is no way I could have known what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Damask?
Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Mask?
Of course.
Very well then. Look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
Who is your favorite Final Fantasy character? I dare you if you answer Tifa. Are we talking just Final Fantasy 7 or are we talking Final Fantasy all? All of Final Fantasy, because that's a much bigger roster. But yeah, I do like Tifa. She's a punch girl. I like me a punch girl. And I'm probably in the minority here, but I'm probably in the minority, but I actually kind of like Yuffie. I mean, yeah, she steals your materia, but whatever. I have a weakness for the perky girls, you know? I also liked, what was the girl from 8? Riona? Rinoa? The Squall's main squeeze, that girl. I like her. I think she is my... Rinoa. Yes, Rinoa. Yes, I like her. She has a dog she uses as a cannon. I am not lying here. When I first saw, what was it, like the Angelo cannon, I had no idea what it was, and then she just puts a dog on her arm, and the dog just goes, pew! And I'm like, what? Yes, amazing. Why go for Rinoa when Kistis exists? Kistis does not shoot dogs from her arm. That's why I go for Rinoa. Anyway, I haven't played a whole lot of Final Fantasy VIII, so that may be something I look into later. I've not been good. I'm not good at turn-based weird battle system type games like that. So you know.
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak! We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor.
You play Persona 5 on Mondays, and that's turn-based. So, okay, yeah, let me clarify. FF7 had this weird, like, active time battle system. I could never wrap my head around it. That's what I'm referring to, is the active time thing. It's where it's still turn-based, but it's, like, weird turn-based. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, my mind could not wrap itself around the active time battle system, and thus I never really played Final Fantasy any game after that. I bet I'd probably be okay with the older ones that were like strictly turn-based. I don't know. It's a series that's always kind of been on the fringes of interest for me, but not anything that I was really like hardcore into. Like the closest I ever got to being really into Final Fantasy characters is when they made an appearance in Kingdom Hearts. I'm also not good. Hey! Hang on, that's rude! You don't have to call me out like that! I'm getting better at turn-based stuff! Leave me alone! Let's talk about your alibi, you weird French-English detective with a magnifying glass stuck in your face.
I was still in the urn as Masque de Masque, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Masque de Masque was at the same time as the murder.
Persona change! Hello, Lissandra! Welcome! Thanks for tuning in tonight! We're not doing Persona tonight, though. We're doing Phoenix Wright. But, hope you enjoy anyway.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Masque de Masque cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atney, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Hello, Francisca. Welcome back. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
When the new chapters of the 100 Girlfriend manga, are you going to avoid spoilers for when more of the anime comes out? I'm actually probably gonna read ahead, just to be that much better prepared for when the anime does come out. So, nah, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and read straight through myself. Whenever I get the opportunity to prepare for a character ahead of time, I always take it. So, you don't always get that opportunity when you're cast as something. Sometimes there's zero information about the character which you're playing. So, any opportunity I can get to learn more about my character ahead of time and just be that much better prepared before the first session, and I'll take it. All right, the alibi. I was stealing the urine as mask to mask just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Oui, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atney was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct?
Indeed it is. That it is. The very thing that proves I committed this crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection!
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as a perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad, blue melody.
It looks like I better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. The time at which the capture... Yeah, there's the one. There's the one that kind of stuck out to me. About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now. It is all too clear what you are thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor.
I'm kind of fudging both of their voices right now.
And on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
It looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false? It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the master mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Let me take a look at this real quick. Hydrate. Ah, thank you, Lysandra. I will. There's something up with this, but I don't know how to... I don't know how to pin him on it. Drink up, I will. Thank you, thank you. Hang on a minute. I need to look at that picture again. Because I'm sure it's something to do with the paint, but the problem with this game is it's so super specific about what you need to present. Alright, let me think about this here. It's gotta be something with the paint, but what do I present it to? Ugh. Let me see here. Maybe I press him on the photo again? Or is it gonna give me the same thing? Yeah, let me go through these again and see if there's something that I missed. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Okay, so now we're getting new dialogue.
Surely even you understand by now.
Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Come on. Think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? Yeah, there we go. You bet there is. The box has no paint on it. That's it. That's what was bugging me. That's what was bugging me. I'll have to go back and take a look, but yeah. Have you seen any particular about the Anime Awards for Crunchyroll? I have seen a little bit of it. Congratulations, by the way, to all the winners. You guys are awesome. Hopefully I'll win someday. We'll see. Not me begging for awards or nothing, but congratulations. All the winners totally deserved it. Thank you. Thank you for the head pat. Much appreciated. I figured it out eventually, guys. Are you implying that the pixels are fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that does not match my memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say.
What about this photograph?
What about this photograph do you find funny?
The pink splotch. The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain! Huh? Blood? Oh, now this case is getting interesting.
No, Judge, you're playing too much Danganronpa again. Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches. This just sure loves going on his wild tangents.
The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse... Oh, the statue! That's what it was! It wasn't the box, it was the statue! The statue was in the way at the time! It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen!
Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
It's supposed to be the golden statue!
Take that!
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there!
Objection!
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
Oh, who was it? Well, that's easy. It was Luke.
Take that!
The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atme.
Oh, come now, Sir Loyal. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple.
The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple.
However,
why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue.
Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atme, you pretended to be Mask to Mask. Ah, save your game. Will do. Thank you, Sleepy. Luke Atme, you pretended to be Mask to Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single, fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please, enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
It's gotta be the time code, right?
Take that!
Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember
Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke Atney had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
Oh.
So on the day of the crime, Mr. Acme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atney had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo.
Order! Order! Mr. Atney, is this true?
Wait a moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order! Order! Mr. Goddard, what is the meaning of this? Goddard, I warned you about making me wait! Now put that coffee down! My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial.
Oh, I think I'm hitting upon a good Godot voice now, guys. I think I'm hitting it good.
Which means I'm still good to the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point. So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
Oh my God!
There we go. Thank you, Sleepy.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That is a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is...
that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor!
Hey, Mr. Damask.
Yes?
If there is no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So, let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
All right, here we go. Sacred Urn Heist. The quote-unquote phantom thief spilling all.
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and Zavari! It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand.
Hold up.
I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At
At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Zvari?
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Alright, something stinks here. I first received a request from Lordly Taylor 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and sent to the warehouse. To security. Yeah! If it was placed in a box and sent straight there, how did he know it was speckled? How did he know it was a speckled urn? Nah. We're blowing this wide open. Objection!
Objection!
Mr. Atney, if you really are Mask de Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course.
Is there a problem with that calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask de Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true, but so what?
Truth be told, there's no way that Mask de Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I am not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite!
The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error. Or should I say, an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You can't be serious!
And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atney had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo was a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. We got him.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick. I think it's still a little early for a victory pose.
Huh? It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask de Mask. And now, we are calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point.
No way! Don't fall for that too, Your Honor! You say that Luke Atney was the one who killed Cain Blood? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
An excellent point.
Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive, manifest?
Nick, he's getting a second wind.
If he's prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron the Light, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, detective?
Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case.
I don't know. We've got a lot of circumstantial evidence that says otherwise.
Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer.
They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance.
Who would win for best attorney? She-Hulk or Phoenix? I really like both of them. I really like them both. I am going to say Phoenix, if only because I haven't actually seen Jennifer Walters in court. And so I don't know what her motive, I don't know how she operates in court. I haven't actually seen her try a court case. I have not seen She-Hulk, so I haven't actually seen her try a court case. I've seen her beat up on dudes. So in the strength category, she is clearly the stronger of the two, but as far as an actual lawyer stuff, just because I haven't seen the attorney, Jennifer Walters, in action, I'm gonna have to give it to Phoenix. I'd like to see Matt Murdock versus Edgeworth. Oh God! That would be way too powerful a match. That'd be way too powerful a matchup. Yes, she was a judge at... Yes, I have actually seen her. I did actually go back and play a little bit of MVC off stream, and yes, she is a judge in her. And she has like a Judge Judy show or something. And Phoenix and Edgeworth were on it as the lawyers, and she got too hype and broke like a table or something during the proceedings. And Phoenix and Edgeworth were so scared that they were like holding on to each other. It was the only time I have seen them hug. I don't care if it's in a spinoff. I'm calling it canon! I'm calling it canon! Marvel vs. Capcom did what the Ace Attorney series is too scared to do! They let them hug! I need to post a link to that. That's so good. Alright, let's do this motive for murder. Oh, the music's picking up! The music's picking up!
Look at me. No point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask de Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask de Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
You just got it? What did you get? What did you get?
So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant? This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's... There! This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What? So Bullard wrote it? Bullard wrote the letter? Uh-oh.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
A motive for murder. I had no point of contact. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask to Mask. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote that letter. Hang on. Was it really? If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KV Security at 1 a.m. Bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you receipt. Red diamond? The blackmail letter wasn't meant for Ron. It was meant for Luke. It was meant for Luke because the red diamond he's referring to. We thought the red diamond he was talking about was Desiree, but no, it's that gunny-ass thing he's got on his middle finger. Oh my god. Yeah, it was written by Bullard, but it was meant for Acme. It wasn't meant for Ron at all. Oh, we've got him. We've got him. We've got him. We're about to give him the finger. Objection!
Objection!
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? Look at me. Yeah! You just caught on to that, Spiral! Oh no! I think I mentioned that like the very first time I saw his name. Oh, Spiral, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's great. I love. Oh my god, I saw a post earlier. I think it was on Tumblr or something. I don't remember where it was, but it was like you can always tell the victim of an Ace Attorney case because they have some dumbass name like Vic Tim or Diana Accident or something stupid like that. Like friggin' Doug Swallow from the first case. I hate and love the Ace Attorney names. I hate them and I love them. They are the bane of my existence and they are a source of eternal joy for me. It is a weird dichotomy there. Rival schools, the perfect fighter for me? Oh, really? All right, throw it in the Try Tuesday suggestions. I'll take a look at it. Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're one to talk!
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists.
You about to throw hands? You about to throw hands? Let's go! Let's go, asshole! But knock that stupid visor off your face! Let's go!
Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed. Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the contents of the blackmail letter.
Uh-oh. Now I gotta actually put my money where my mouth is. Let's see. No. No. This, maybe?
It's just the photo. It's just the... Hang on. The diamond's not here. The diamond's not on his finger. Look. Is this it? Is this the proof? No, it's not any of this. Tear of Emanon, Crown of Borneo, Virgin Medusa. Yeah, I think it's got to be the newspaper clipping. It's the only thing that shows him without the ring. Only one way to find out. You're right. Take this.
Take that!
Or that. This or that. Whichever. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's color.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself.
You do have kind of a colorblind thing going on with your outfit, sir. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
Which means
The red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Emanon that Master Mask stole at all!
Objection!
SGG, you're supposed to say it's no use first before saying take this.
Get out of here with your Sonic 06 references, sir. And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That is what you're trying to say? Right, Trite? That is what you're trying to say? Right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick?
Yes, everyone chill out!
Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing.
It was you! Take that!
Naturally, it was you! Naturally,
It was you, Detective Atney! Thank you for the duck of victory! Whack, 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 whack. Thanks, Stumpy!
do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger.
That red diamond ring!
That is the diamond referred to in the letter! Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you!
Order! Order in the court! Order, I say! It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him.
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter containing the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity?
Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted so desperately to keep secret was his identity as... Everything in me is saying Master Mask, but... No, it's more serious than that. He's a blackmailer. Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Ugh, you gotta admit, that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme!
We got him.
Shh! Silence!
Now I see. It is all becoming clear.
What is?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you?
You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Wrong Delight? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron the Light was Master Mask?
Oh, it's gotta be the newspaper clipping. Because it was right after that, yeah?
I think I see it.
I see it! There's your reference for you.
See what?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Ron Delight was...
Oh, wait. Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask?
Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective.
I can't believe it! He was just a slimy blackmailer!
What a fraud! Trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
Ooh, you're the center of attention now, buddy boy!
How dare you expose me like that?
I mean, I have never blackmailed anyone in my life! I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask! Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
How dare you even apply to evidence of doing this when I talk to yourself and don't think you're so very forceful, I say! Not if you can ever make a mistake, this
Can we not have so many characters that do rapid fire talking like that? That really takes a lot out of a girl. First it was old bag and now this bitch. Yes, hydrate. Thank you.
Oh, Lord. I'd make a great Lady Deadpool. Thank you. Damn it, I can't do it.
Oh, that was excellent use of that. Thank you, Spiral.
Wow.
It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. And by the streamer, too.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Objection!
What now?
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
No, he will be the one to judge. He's the judge. He has the robe. He's sitting in the big high chair. He's the judge, not you.
You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Wright.
What are you?
It's true, you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lolly Taylor the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr.
But there is still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene.
Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered!
No way!
Order! Order in the court! Well, Mr. Wright?
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night.
But can you really prove that?
That's long enough, Mr. Wright. I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense...
We can't prove it, though. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
Ooh, so close. But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony...
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
What?
Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Mask de Mask.
No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it sees that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as long the lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Did we screw up?
Order! Order in the court! That's enough deliberation over this witness!
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence, and
By then it'll be too late.
huh? Why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts,
That is a true thing.
and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Mask de Mask. Which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer.
Oh boy.
Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is claimed to be innocent. The real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
Yeah. Phoenix is totally going through it.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
It sure feels that way, doesn't it?
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
Objection! Who just said that? Did Mia just jump into Maya's body? Is this Mia? 'Cause that sure sounded like Mia's objection.
Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way.
There she is! Welcome back, sweetie!
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia!
Yeah, there she is! There she is! In all her God-given airbag glory! I am gonna keep referring to them as God-given airbags.
This is the true power of the Kurain channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia! Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine! Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now, you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins at the end after all. I am the ex-detective as well as Mask de Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ex-detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Goddard? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Eh?
It's true that the witness has made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Goddard, what are you?
Very well then, Mr. Look at me.
Does Godot know Mia? No spoilers! But I think he might. If I'm right, no spoilers, please.
I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief.
The last testimony.
Indeed. It is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor.
Oh, we gotta save our game. Thank you very much, Gundam. Also, welcome. Glad to see you. Hope you're enjoying tonight's show.
Indeed. It is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron DeLatte. And thanks to that key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear it was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. The body! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me.
And I always look over all the documents. It is elementary, so loyal.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Look At Me's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec. Just one chance?
It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix?
There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony.
So it would seem.
What do you mean, so it would seem? Got another save your game. All right. It's lucky that this is a game that I can just jump in and out and save.
Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17. The last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remarks and press it.
Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
If and when you make Mia, will you please include her God-given airbags for accuracy? You know what? It actually would not be the first time I have made a plushie, curvy. I have actually done a little bit of a chesticle to to one of my plushies for a commission. But I will do my best. I will do my best. I normally don't put airbags on my plushies. I don't want to make them loot or anything, but in Mia's case, it is kind of a big part of her character. So when I do get around to making a Mia plushie, there might be some airbags involved. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Let's put it that way. All right, the last testimony. I need to focus here. It is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I'd known about the date beforehand. Brilliant deduction. The true culprit was Rhonda Light. Thanks to the key card and wallet, it was clear he was there. That's true. The buzzer only sounded once. Button didn't have any fingerprints on it. The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. You know, he's not the only one who wears gloves. Mr. Atney, about this last remark.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Got It.
What?
Mr. Atney, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. Because how else would he have known that he was wearing the freaking costume?
How can you say that?
Wrong thing.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atney? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, is that correct?
Indeed, that is what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
I'm Sally. Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Rhonda Light was dressed as Mask to Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
That was... It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. You just got Jessica Fletchered! Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atney? There is no way you should have known about that! You were in the next courtroom being tried as Mask to Mask! So then enlighten us! Just how did you know about that piece of information?
Come on! This detective must have known about it! He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand!
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next! That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Mask to Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atney to have found that out.
Only one? One way, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
Objection!
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker! So there is no way for us to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke at me!
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
Detective Atney, you saw Mask the Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
Uh-oh. He's blasting off again? Oh god, he is blasting off again. Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one for myself! Here I am, the tragic clown!
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. Thank you. I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atney, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atney tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me.
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be?
About the verdict.
I know. You never committed any murder.
That's right. I'm so glad you understand that. But I really am Master Mask!
Please just shut up, sir!
Huh?
So, this that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Well, now that you mention it, I've been careless.
Careless? What do you think, Mia?
As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent.
So he really has become Master Mask, and no one can say otherwise. Oh, that's dumb!
Then, Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now?
Now then, this court finds the defendant
Not guilty! Let's go!
Thank God that's over.
Boy, this is really lucky. Wait! This isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, it's still a Misty Mask after all.
Not guilty. He was not guilty of the murder of Kane Bullard. That was what the trial was all about. So yes, in that regard, he is not guilty. But this delusional little wet noodle of a man is still gonna go around calling himself Master Mask. Oh boy. What an absolute mess of a case. Is no one gonna mention that this isn't how Double Jeopardy works? It's fine! It's how it works in Phoenix Wright land. Don't worry about it. Just hand wave it off. Just hand wave it off. It's fine. Just hand wave it off like we've hand waved off so many other legal proceedings in this game. It hurts! I know, Stumpy, be strong. Be strong, my friend. October 14th, 3:35 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix.
Thanks, Mia.
It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah. It's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the Kurain channeling school?
Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother, Misty Faye. Right? Watch over her. Will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around.
Goodbye!
Mia.
Miss Wright! I don't know what to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though. Come on! Just be happy already!
Maya.
You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as master to boot! But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Uh-oh, did Desi dump him?
Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Misk the Misk. I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I know that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became Master Mask?
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken ball can never be put back together. That's not true. Right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kinda wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. Yeah. You can always glue it back together again. The cracks will still be there, but at least it'll function as a bowl again. I guess is the point we're clumsily trying to make. Or is this like that, have y'all seen that pottery repair thing, Kintuki? Oh god, I can't remember what it is, but it's a Japanese form of, pottery repair where the cracks are not hidden, but they're highlighted. They're painted in gold because the cracks actually show, like, the history of the pot and the story behind it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's this kind of thing. I guess if the CEO is dead, nobody can charge him for theft of the data. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, Spiral, you know what I mean. That's a Japanese technique, SGG, not American. This takes place in America. No, this takes place in...
Kintsugi, yes! Thank you, Zelda! And also, welcome! Glad you could join us!
Yes, kintsugi is the term I'm thinking of. Go look it up. There are some really cool videos about that. Yeah, they're soldered in gold. They paint the cracks in gold, and it shows the history, and it shows that it's still beautiful even though it's broken. And I love that. I love that it's just a whole philosophical mindset. It's fine. And no, this is does not take place in America or Japan. This takes place in the magical land of Japanifornia. That's where this whole series takes place, in some weird mix of Japanifornia where rice balls are jelly donuts. I hope y'all got that reference. Here, this is what I mean. Just look at this and you'll understand.
The sacred urn? Desiree was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. There you are! Mr. Light.
You did it, Ronnie! You're innocent! I am so happy!
Thank you. I appreciate it. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you would quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either.
Mr. Light, what are you gonna do now that you know? You're not gonna really leave him, are you?
Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Chivalrous?
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Girl is blind as a bat. I really want to say something right now, but it would be very lewd, and I'm going to refrain from saying that. I gotta go, SGG. I need a long nap. All right, take care, Tyron. Thanks for stopping in. Yep, that's fair. I didn't even have to say what was on my mind. I think you guys already knew. Oh, God. Should I just go ahead and say it? No, I won't. I won't. Oh. Their sex life is fire, okay? That's gotta be the only reason they're staying together. I couldn't keep it in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It had to be said. It had to be said. And then they kissed. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Thank you, Zelda. Oh, boy. Nicky boy. Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. I could feel my face going red. Up, and there she is.
Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya! Congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya!
No, you've got it all wrong.
I'll never forgive you! Never, ever!
Why does this keep happening to us? So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look.
Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. Aw, what a nice picture. We're just gonna ignore the fact that he was assaulted by an 8-year-old girl. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. The end! We've done it! Oh no, they're in maid outfits! Oh no! Oh no! A brand new episode has been added. Oh, okay. In this game, I believe there are 5 cases. There are 5 cases, so we are now about halfway through. That's a waitress outfit. Okay, it looked like a maid outfit to me. But that's fine. I'll take there was a pirate in a skull cap. I must have missed that. Okay, maid outfit, waitress outfit, same difference. But hey, there's gonna be some cosplay in the next case, I think. Possibly, maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know why Maya is suddenly a waitress. Did Phoenix kick her out and tell her to go get a real job? Well, we'll have to find that out next time. We're gonna go ahead and call it here. Recipe for Turnabout will begin next Sunday, at the usual time, hopefully. And as far as anyone else needs 17 cups of coffee? Nobody needs 17 cups of coffee. Nobody needs that amount of caffeine in their lives. Oh, you'll send a couple more tracks? Awesome. I'm looking forward to them, Spiral. All right. Next stream is going to be tomorrow night. We are going back to Persona 5. Persona 5. Which one am I playing again? We'll be back at Persona 5 on Monday. We are in the midst of Kamoshida's Palace. Hopefully, we'll secure our route and then kill a little more time before we steal Kamoshida's treasure, I should say. As far as that, the rest of my schedule will be posted tomorrow. So you can check that out at on my Twitter /X at super_geek_girl. I also post it to my Discord server, SGG Discords. If you guys have not joined, I'm actually going to. Oh, hello. Bam! There we go. Pop it in the chat. So anyone who wants to join the Discord server, just click on that link. And you can join my server. We have music, we have memes, we have pictures, we have plushies. We're gonna have some special events later this year. We're gonna have a Phoenix Wright watch party. A Discord server exclusive event after the completion of Trials and Turnabout. Trials and Tribulations. I forgot what the game was called. Once I'm finished with the trilogy, we're gonna have a watch party. There's also gonna be some karaoke, some game nights, all sorts of fun stuff coming up later this year. But only for members of my Discord. So if you're not yet a member of the Discord, this is your chance to go and join. You can also find me on YouTube, SuperGeekGirl214 for clips and highlights, and SGGPlays VODs for the full stream from start to finish. This stream will be up on the VOD channel later tonight, so be sure and check it out. And that is gonna do it for me. So, thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening stream of Gay Lawyer Sunday. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and as always, stay super! I will see y'all tomorrow night. Bye-bye!